Sure, but you know, this one just screams baited. They think like, they're like, yeah, we need to counter this. TNC decide, you know what, we're just gonna put this Lycan on the off lane, and now we have a better carry-to-carry matchup where Juggernaut just doesn't feel comfortable at any stage of the game playing into Ursa.
You should have known this.
Yeah, all your thoughts combined are my thoughts. It's my analytical opinion, and I'm also going to go for TNC. But yeah, I'm learning. I'm doing a lot of it. On to game number 2, TNC Vice. It's all TNC in the first game. We'll see if Vice can change that up a little bit, get a bit of a better laning stage and more of a chance, honestly. They seemed like they got pretty far behind early on in that first game.
They definitely do have a better chance in this game. Like I said it at the end of the first game, it was one to blame it on the draft. Now, like, you have a lot of boxes checked where you have a good team fight, like you have Palace
already going down for first blood. Armel gets it, and that's first blood for the mid. A D-ward here from Zenki, so something in return, but you're losing your jug that early on. It's always devastating. And we've seen it be overly devastating before.
It's something that you don't want to happen, you know, give enemy mid laner advantage from the start. So he's bringing Mango, Noctali Recipe, and the Tango. Doesn't have the Shadow Strike. So this will benefit Kunkka. We'll give him like 1 minute to be able to CS a bit harder and a bit more than he usually can against the Queen of Pain.
Which of these 3 lanes, as we've got them all on the screen right now, is most important for Vice to turn their tides, to turn their fortunes around and kind of get ahead here?
I think they have good kill potential on the bottom lane. Juggernaut playing into 2 melees with the Grimstroke. I'm not a big fan of Grimstroke getting Inkswell level 1. This is something, alright, someone else. He's dropping.
Chased by Febby all the way. Never really stopped in already a 1k lead. He had that Thunder Strike, threw it onto this Earth Spirit who looked to use the Boulder Smash to slow down the Disruptor, just wasn't enough though.
To go back to the talk about Inkswell, don't do it. It feels like it's a good spell to take, but don't. Like, it never is. It's, let's compare it. It's a 30-second cooldown compared to Stroke of Fate being 11-second cooldown. You cannot secure the range creep. With the Wolves, you get so much more damage, and just doesn't feel that great. I can understand like what he's trying to do. I'm gonna use Inkswell with the Blade Fury, but it's just not good. Like, sometimes, most of the time, in Dota, you want to save your spell until you see what happens. The Grimstroke, take Stroke of Fate.
So, ends up with that Inkswell 1.
Courier is dying.
We'll lose Andrew's Courier. Bob getting chased. Armel.
Gabby dropping very low.
Trying to go for this. Gabby also low. Femi trying to help out, but there's the spear on Ryu. Can he get down to Gabby? There's the roll and the connection. Samuel died before, but gets revenge and takes out Gabby. Ooh, Boulder Smash. Femi on Ryu with the God's Rebuke under the tower. He'll survive, and 2 kills there for Vice. Maybe a little bit over anxious for TNC. Is there a bit far up?
Femi's pulling off. Well, I guess I'll just die there. I think he died there on purpose. Can't fill the bottle. Yeah, refilled the bottle on a mid lane. You had no mana, no HP, just to boost the speed. You have to use the courier, so it's really not worth to actually live in that lane. And you got some solo XP as well on top of that.
Tactical deaths. We've seen that before, especially as we refill these bottles. Gabby getting pressured once again, and this is without the Disruptor to help. Down to about a 1/3 health, but now finally the Disruptor is there. Not certain they can get either of these. Then we have Glimpse and Thunder Strike. They will use that Glimpse, looking for the roll. Now hits and connects onto Febby. Gabby questioning whether or not he wants to go over and participate, but being under half health is certainly a deterrent.
Thurston needs to be careful. There's a ton of harassment coming up with these two heroes, and they have no region left whatsoever, only one tango. X mark, Kunkka will TP back. This is the power of mid Kunkka, where you can always use X mark TP back, buy the items, come back almost full HP to the lane. Dims.
Just walking up on Bob. Okay. Eats the Tidebringer. Doesn't get hit by that torrent. Did have Impale to work with. Could have just thrown the stun. Maybe even hit a Spike Carapace on that Tidebringer, but chose to do nothing and just got into the face of Bob.
Very aggressive build from Queen of Pain. 202, saving 1 point in case she needs a blink. Actually puts another point in Scream of Pain. I don't think I've ever seen that. On level 6, most of the time you want to take the ulti, but let's see if this one results in a kill. But no blink to finish him off.
There's no blink to finish him off, but it is costing so much money in regen. And now Febby, he gets caught on Ryu and Samael here again to take out this Disruptor for the second time. Well, Impale, Inkeswell, not going to help Palace catch anybody. Was looking for the 5-minute bounty rune, they'll secure it nonetheless. Still though, TNC holding strong with the 1K net worth lead 5 minutes into the game. They've gotten that advantage a little bit early. Tidebringer hits both Febby and no.
Another bottle refill for Queen of Pain, and she will also be able to pick up the bounty rune on the east.
Diamond still just sitting there. Interested to see how Armel approaches this attack on Bob come level 6. Because he's been 50 or so health away, and yeah, he'll forego the Sonic Wave and pick up Blink at 6.
Yeah, you don't have enough mana to use Sonic Wave either way, so you're like, I'm just gonna skip it anyway.
Okay. I was wondering if he might just take a 3rd level in Shadow Strike and do the Ultra Greed no Blink.
Rune spawning, it's top, haste rune. Armel has the vision of it. Kunkka CS, not the greatest. Queen of Pain has almost the same amount of denies as Kunkka has CS.
Comes back up towards top on Ryu though. Not really too worse for wear. He's got 5 launch charges ready to use if need be. Ulti coming through mid. Inkswell, Queen of Pain now hit by that torrent. The Inkswell pops, and down goes Armel. Meanwhile, Gabby in the top lane. Vice grab a couple of big ones with the rotation from Zenki over mid to help out Bob. It was all Armel mid until that point.
Yeah, Vice playing much better though than in the previous game, where they're making some aggressive moves. They understand how much pressure they need to put on the lanes, and now Juggernaut on top of the CS just, you know, becomes very hard for anyone to play the bottom lane once Juggernaut hits the level 6. Queen of Pain just take the bottom, no Sonic Wave, so I'm not sure if you're getting the skill, probably not.
Fury and the Keel available. A little jelly food radiant side, that'll help out both the Jug and the Kunkka, if that's where it's placed. Arcane Ring for the Lycan. How's this off-lane Lycan going about his life? You know,
very
still
good.
Necro 3, right?
Yeah, you just get that Necro 3. Pretty much you're doing the same job as the safe lane mid Lycan, just a bit worse. It's like, you know, me being an analyst, doing a top tier job, and then you have a Black who's, you know, a bit below me. Just getting shut out from my boy Black. Up, Arena down.
And the spear that'll land on Febby. Easy kill. Samael will take credit for that one. KB trying to get a return kill or do something with this first shapeshift. Tim's also nearby, but a geomagnetic grip will stop Tim's from throwing a stun. However, it's not going to matter. KP gets credit for the kill onto Onryu as Gabby joins in the fight. Meanwhile, Sonic Wave, bottom, Zenki. He gets chased down here by Armel. Finally, level 7 has that Sonic Wave. Not a lot of mana to work with, but just enough there for the blink and separation away. Armel looking like, at least for the moment, he's taken over bottom. Swapped his lane up a little.
TNC is really taking a good care of Armel. This is the third time they refilled his model just to be able to snowball with the Green of Pain. I love the item build. Just straight into Yule Scepter, remove those silences, great against Kanka, dodging the X mark combination, and also having an ability to stop the TP.
6-4 in favor of Vice. This game's been about even in terms of network. Jug leading the way so far. Goes Midas Palace and then into the Maelstrom by the looks of it. Is that queued up? We'll see if he finishes it.
Top tower's under attack.
Okay, I mean, not the standard stuff. We'll see how that's going to pay off. Still good timing on a Midas, but it's not like Juggernaut needs it. You can get Maelstrom, like Power Tread's Maelstrom instead, and just keep farming.
Slowing down that build a little bit, roll all the way over. Q Magnetic Rip and Boulder Smash onto Tims. They've also got the X. That's Bob makes his way all the way around. Cruise ship comes in. Tims surviving for now, but just a shot more needed to get the kill, but he's into the Vendetta. They've used the dust. It doesn't land on the Nyx Assassin. They get the kill to Zenki. Now the look over at Armryu. We throws the spear and lashes up Gabby to the edge of the cliff. That's right there. Armryu finally falling. 2 heroes dead on Vice. They also catch the glimpse on a Samael. He will roll to the high ground, but not far enough away just yet. Armel right on his tail.
Level 1 roll, so this should be a kill. Let's see if they have enough damage.
Alright, and he's out.
Just TP out, it's that easy. I love the build from Febby in this game. No shenanigans. I'm playing Disruptor 5.
Oh, Tims! Catching with the Vendetta. Wow. Cut you off right there.
Yeah. To go back to Febby's skill build. Don't want to put second point in Thunderstrike. I'm just playing position 5 Disruptor. Want to have that glimpse maxed out, because whenever you're playing Disruptor, you want to have a good vision. Someone that's going to provide stuff in the front lines. Now you have Lycan, you have Nyx Assassin shutting things out. Nyx Assassin, very dead.
Blade Fury right on top of him. This sort of done it. Bob trying to extend his life, but it's not going to do much more than extend. Get him out. Doesn't save the tower. Gonna take the mid tier 1.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Doing that healing ward. That Maelstrom still with that Midas. He's behind though. He's behind Armel, but he is ahead of both the Lycan as well as the Ursa. Gabby's game seeming a little bit slower than the rest.
And this is not going to be the greatest timing on the Battle Fury. Still needs a lot of time to recover. I'd say Vice played the lane correctly, putting a lot of pressure on Ursa and just delaying that Battle Fury as much as possible. But there are multiple heroes that they need to focus in this game. It's an offlane Lycan that's still going to have 12-minute Necro 3. So this is where the threat comes from. You know, KP can be the one just buying time until Ursa recovers in the jungle.
Alice and Unreal now go for the top tier 1. They took out the mid tier 1, being poor multiple towers. Tim's just sitting bottom, getting some experience going into the Yules. He was holding 1,000 gold before, bought that staff of wizardry. So this is a Nyx Assassin that has a decent chunk of farm. He's 1,000 ahead of the Earth Spirit. And that is very rich Nyx. Nyxwell Arena, and they catch Armel. Blow him up. Tims can only just watch and run. Pops that Vendetta, backs off.
This time around, they don't have 2 saves that they had in the previous game. Tusk Snowball plus the Oracle ulti, so everyone needs to be a bit more careful.
Mid not spotting anybody. Unryu throws that spear out, I believe. Spotting him for a second, the sentry on the high ground. Like it. We're already on the Necro 2, about to finish that Necro 3. Obviously no boots up to this point, but the Necro 3 timing's not terrible considering the offlane like it.
They would want to push some towers. Bottom tower is very low. Smoke being used by TNC, so this is where they want to take a fight.
glimpse. That's right to KP. Bob in trouble. The impale hits from Tim. Static Storm down on top of him. They get the kill on the Bob, but they are losing Armel in the process. Samuel gets that and will most likely be traded here. Trying to roll, though. Nobody steps in front of him. He had 2 heroes around. Now they've got this glimpse. With the impale hitting from Tim's, that'll secure a second.
Ryu coming with the arena, doesn't catch anyone. And now doesn't have any mana to use the spear.
They've got the dust on Nyx Assassin, who tried to TP away, and you dusted him, but they don't catch anyone.
That's unfortunate, really. Like, they should have gotten at least 1 kill out of that. Also, unfortunately for Queen of Pain, she played very aggressive while Yule Scepter, the last component, was being delivered, so she did not have a defensive tool for herself to buy a bit of more time until she connects with the rest of the team.
Silence is coming in from Samuel as well as Zenki. Really helped just control Armel. They use that magnetize, they get the kill. Samuel does end up dead, but he did help get that kill on Armel. Not like lost for nothing. This is still continuing to buy some space for Palos, who will have this Maelstrom finished off in just 2 gold. He's ready to go, going towards the Ags next. It's getting a lot of space. It's 9-9 right now and only a 1,000 net worth lead for TNC. I like the space that they've been able to achieve keeping Palos.
That this Hand of Midas actually paying off for it. I personally am not a big fan of Midas in general, on certain heroes yes, in certain situations, but this time around they're not punishing it, and he's getting away with that. So Hand of Midas into Maelstrom. Maelstrom got buffed in the previous patch, deals well with the Lycan and the summons. Negative Scepter is also fine, just have that ability to use Omni Slash 2, maybe 3 more times if you count in the ulti in a team fight. I can understand like why, because you're playing into Ursa as well, so you might try to bait and rage with Quick Slash.
Torrent missing, going for Armel. They've got the silence. The boat misses too. Bob trying to get a little creative with how he goes after the Queen of Pain, but it's a swing and miss on that one.
Yeah. I was about to say, imagine missing a torrent in 2021. Then I realized I played Kanka the other day, and people can check my game history, and they would go, yeah, dude, but you missed like 4, because I was a bit rusty, didn't play Kanka in a really long time. Maybe this is also the case here.
I was one of those heroes that played when I started Dota, and I missed everything.
Nothing has changed, huh?
No. Not at all. I still don't know.
Lycan with the ulti.
Cut the arena down, but again, it's not around anybody. Anryu just has to turn tail and run, but he doesn't do so. It allows him to get glimpsed back. Spear thrown, hits Armel, not going to matter. The impale's there. Tims gets the kill onto the Mars. Space is what you could chalk that up to if you want to look at the positive sides for Vice on that.
Sure, you can always go with space. That's your excuse. Ursa is recovering nicely.
And he's got that Battle Fury ready to go, going into the BKB Basher next.
Pretty standard stuff. Coming on to Gabby's Ursa. Laning stage didn't go too well, so now it's time to hit some creeps. And possibly, if they take a good fight near the Roshan, just transition that into Roshan kill. You have Lycan, you have Ursa, 2 of the best heroes to take down Rosh.
Towards mid. Smoked. Armel, roll X.
Misses again.
Out for the Queen of Pain. They've got the exit. They've got the silence, but here comes the Ursa. Oh! Got the stuns going through, and they've leashed him up, but it's not going to be enough to get the kill onto this Queen of Pain. Tims' courier dies while Samael, he loses his life. Spear forward, but just right into the hands of the Ursa. Getting way too aggressive with that right there. And now they've got the glimpse on a Bob, the impale from Tims. And Bob on the run now. Palos Roche doesn't even have the damage to get the kill on the Gabby. He goes into the Blade Fury.
One body block.
Not 3, but potentially 4.
He even gets the ward, man. Thames is a god.
Landing every stun, doing everything possible to make this a victory for TNC in this fight. And that just pushes them up towards the 7K lead margin. That 3-man stun from Tim's was impeccable, and now a 2-man geomagnetic grip, but Samuel, blink from Armel, not in front of him. However, they'll pull him back. 3-man stun with the 8 swell, now the stroke of fate. With the God's Rebuke, Tim's is finally dead. The spear comes in, and they'll make it a second. Roll forward looking for Armel. Geomagnetic grip. Got the silence out of the Queen of Pain, but Armel blinks away, and while all that's happening, Roche goes into the hands of TNC.
As I said, a couple of kills. They turned that into Roche while the rest of the team is keeping them busy. So good stuff coming out from TNC. All that kind of backfired because Kanka didn't hit the X mark into Torrent once again. And Queen of Pain managed to live on like 100 HP. Used the Sonic Wave, so that's a lot of damage. I think it connected on the 3, maybe even 4 heroes. Now working towards BKB. Once she gets that BKB, doesn't have to care too much about those spells. Like, needs to be careful of the Juggernaut's Thunder Slash. The runes are spawning. Seems like he's just going to be 2 for 2 trade. Didn't talk about Kanka's item build. He's going for Heaven's Halberd straight away against Ursa, against Lycan. It's fine. Kanka is one of the heroes who can build whatever and also feel very good. Whether you need like a Spirit Vessel, Armor for some cheap damage.
Vendetta shot hits Onryu, misses the Impale though. And they're scouting with the Vendetta, they're scouting with the Wolves. They got the Blink as well as the Spear and the X-Well Ghost combo. Zenki gets the kill on the Tims, who just reaches out a little bit too far. So they try to cut into this lead. It's an 8K lead for TNC, and they'll pressure the top tier too. They've almost got this Ags on the jug. Meanwhile, KP, he's going Ags himself. Wants to bite some of his friends.
Now this is when you say bite me, and he takes it literally and gets that Aghanims.
Arena down around Femi, static storm mode committed. Femi trying to survive as long as he can. The shapeshifter was used by KP. He'll get the kill on a Zenki. Femi, he's getting low. The spear hits. It will connect and take his life, but Palace is gone. They'll buy back on the Disruptor. Onryu blinks onto the cliff and just able to TP away. Meanwhile, Yule's coming through from the Queen of Pain of Armel. They've gotten the silence. They'll stop the TP and they'll take out Samael. KP now on a mega kill streak. He's 5-0-4. Getting closer and closer to that axe.
I like how TNC just approached this draft. We're gonna first phase Lycan, there's Kanka, there's Mars. And then they shift Lycan on the off lane, pick Ursa, and Ursa is their big win condition here. He's probably just gonna bite the teddy bear. So that's gonna be really scary, you know. I want to see that. It's something that's kind of mean, but can work out.
I like it. I was a fan of. I've seen it a couple times where it's like Lycan Monkey King as the combo, and the Lycan would just bite the Monkey King and make it pretty disgusting overall.
Like who would win in a real fight? Let's say Wolf, for some reason, finds a bear and decides to bite him. Like, bear would just rip him apart, right? Well, there's no way Wolf... It's like, you know... like a kindergarten kid. You know, it's not fair.
Silencing Swell coming through. They are chasing Tims as they've dusted him up. Moves himself into the air, but still looking like he might fall. Spike Carapace hits all 4 heroes. But the blink forward from Onryu to secure that one. The only thing I'd say to that is Wolves usually are not by themselves.
I mean, that's unfair. That's like playing Dota 1 versus 5. You know, we're talking about the straight 1 versus 1 mid Grizzly Bear against, let's say, a Silver. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
I would definitely give the Polar Bear in it. Polar Bears are gruesome.
Let's say albino polar bear. against the wolf.
That polar bear's got it pretty easily too. Polar bears are massive. 11K lead for TNC. Just a one-sided affair so far up to this point. They're seemingly trying to wait on what Palos can bring, as he's got the Maelstrom as well as the Ags. So going on to Hanru. They'll have the silence, the geomagnetic grip, as well as the magnetize that comes through with the Tims, as well as Armel. Armel throws out the sonic wave. Hanru falls. Ghost comes in. That'll hit on the Tims. They are locked together with the soul binds. Armel should be able to get away as the Spike Carapace locks up Bob for a second. Now their attention's on to Febby for the moment. Samuel just getting chased by KP. They got themselves the double for Armel, looking over at Bob, and making a double for Gabby. 4 heroes dead on the side of Vice.
They're still
now
not done.
Grimstroke.
It's going to be a full
Team life. Just who gets the kill, they're all fighting for it. Ends up being Gabby who secures the triple.
TNC is in the mood. You know, we lost in the first series in the DPC League. We can play better Dota than that, and we'll show you right here, right now. And this is exactly it. They might have possibly like 1, maybe 2 more fights, because there's still tier 1, tier 2 towers standing on the top, tier 2 towers on the bottom. So they can't just go in and end the game, but full set of racks is for them. And Lycan finishes his Aghanim Scepter.
Now it's time to bite. Which is not a time I want to be around. I'll tell you that much. I don't want to get bitten. Although if it made me lifesteal, I think I'd be more about it. And there he is. He bites Gabby immediately. Sonic Wave comes in. They look over Palace. They get the kill out of the jug. And
Oh my God,
blew off
over
Bob. Hey, look at Bob. He's broken,
Bobby,
stunned,
you're done.
and run down. That is a pouncing wolf. With the Earth Shock, it's even more gruesome. As he's going to chase this Grimstroke, pounce on top of him, go for the juggler. I said that word horribly wrong. But yeah, Gabby gets the triple and he's down Godwin.
This is actually insane. You have Lycan with crit, dealing extra damage, max attack speed, slow, and the bash. This is actually insane combination.
Yeah, the pounce, I say, it's just Earthshock, but when he's in the wolf form, it really does look like he's pouncing on top.
No, and the Grimstroke ulti, you know, will not do that much. You can't leash this dog. You know, it's too scary.
That was clever, I like that. Kiki's coming in massively for Vice, geomagnetic grip. Gabby on the run, 4 heroes committed, now making
the
a
bite.
It's ready into the air,
Let's
and
go.
another Jules avoids the spear. They've got the arena as well as the wall, but there's the bite onto Gabby. KP will also shapeshift. They don't get the kill onto this Earth Spirit. On the slam, KP. He's down for the count, but so is Palos. Gabby is so hard. Pops the BKB, pounces on Samael. They'll look over at Onryu, take out a third. Zanky, as well as Bob, who's hit with the Spike Carapace, blink forward from Armel. Inkswell pops, but doesn't land on anybody. Gabby jumps Zanky in the backline, rolls in, as well as the Magnetize. They're going after this Ursa, who's hit with the Torrent. Now the silence on a Bob. Stun comes in from Tims. Ursa ripping through these heroes beyond godlike. Backs off for the moment. He only has 200 health. But Bob, I don't know if he's going to make it into the base.
Wants the skill so badly. Might
Armel.
backfire. BKB and Yule Scepter now. She's fine.
Didn't have the mana for the Sonic Wave. And there's the blink away, and the Abyssal finished on Gabby.
Well, you said wolves usually come in a pack, and we see here 2 wolves just attacking that. Who are they attacking? There's no animals.
Just humans.
Yeah, just attacking the human village.
They stand no chance. Spear connects on Armel, arena down. Palos goes forward, uses that swift slash as Omni is still on cooldown. BKB's been popped by Armel. They get the kill to Palos. They take him out for 65 seconds. Gabby back in on this one. He is a wolf bear.
Big bad wolf.
1, 2, 3.
super serious and going for more. Onryu now stunned up. Armel just throwing out some right clicks, trying to clean up this Mars while Grimstroke gets chased down, and it's another 4, make it another team wipe for TNC, up 29,000 gold, just 28 minutes into the game. Overwhelming Vice.
You know
for a
what
second
I always
game in
say,
a row.
when it's time to call it, it is time to call it.
Go for the tier 4s. The glyph is there. Maybe one more fight, but down by this much. It's going to be a struggle of an exchange for Vice overall. And I'm not sure they can really do much. I mean, the damage that just comes out with these 2 wolves, this bear wolf. Algor spent all that time trying to remind us of the bear pig. He should have been getting us
that. He's a half bear, half wolf, half man. So kind of hard to play into that. It looks too scary.
Should have been warning us of this. Sword slash on creeps. But 30k. And Roche about to respawn. So they could go for it or they could just chase. There's the Abyssal. Oh my god, Onryu! There's just no surviving when these pack of wolves are coming for you. Move forward for more. Zenki drops 4 heroes gone. Blade Fury, it may not even help you inside your own well. You'll jump around, you'll extend your time, but it's a full team wipe for TNC to really